Okay, so I've had a couple people ask me about how to measure the lift of a camshaft, and there's some software packages out there and some real expensive options on how to do this, but I came up with about the cheapest way you can do it, and it costs under 10 bucks. And you can also determine the duration at 50 thousandths if you want to know what that is. So what I've got is basically a Chevy LS cam here. It's just a used cam, nothing fancy, just kind of a dirty old cam. And then what I have is I went to Ace Hardware, and I got a couple of 4-inch angle brackets. I got a bolt here that bolts to another angle bracket. Cut the end of this one off. Went on eBay and got a tire tread depth gauge that reads in millimeters and inches, and I bolted it onto here, and it has a little plunger that sticks out the bottom. And so what I've done is, for illustration purposes, I've put the lobe on this camshaft down way at the bottom, and so you can rotate the cam. So I put the lobe at the bottom, and what I'm going to do is I'll start out, sorry it's shaky, I'll start out and basically I will zero. I'll push down on the plunger because it goes up and down, the numbers will change. Okay, push down on the plunger, hit the 0 button, and the plunger is on the middle of the camshaft right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from the bottom of the camshaft, and this will stay at the peak, the max hold. And what I'll do is I'll just slowly rotate this camshaft, and that depth gauge basically will come up to the very top. And you can go overshoot it, it's not a big deal. And so the value there is, like I said, sorry, it's 0.293 inches. And so if we take the calculator and we multiply 0.293 times the 1.7 rocker arm ratio, we can come up with the lift actually at the valve. And this, so you guys know, this is basically, I'll tell you exactly what it is. I'll pull up the specs on this cam, and it is a 2000 ls1 Camaro with 500 lift. And so, like I said, if you start out at the bottom, you take 0.293 times 1.7, you come up with pretty close to 500 lift. So now we're going to go, and we can, in the next video I can show you guys how to measure lift at 50 thousandths. So we'll turn this lobe all the way down to the bottom. We'll set this back down at 0. You can see we're back at 0 again. And so what we'll do is I can have a electronic protractor that I've magnetically attached to the end of this, which shows in degrees. And what I will do is I will turn this camshaft until it reads 50 thousandths, and I would stop 31, 36, 41, 40, well, a little over 50 thousandths. So you see the lobe is starting to come up, and then we would turn it the other direction, and we go until we get pretty close to 50 thousandths. Whoops, I overshot it. But anyway, basically it goes the duration from the 50 thousandths on that part of the lobe to the duration 50 thousandths on this part of the lobe. And you can use an eBay protractor. It reads out in degrees. So you would attach that to the end of the camshaft with double stick tape or magnetic tape, and as it rotates it around, you set it for the bottom of the lobe, set a 0 reference, and rotate it one way till it gets to 50 thousandths. Take that degree measurement, and then rotate it the other direction to up the other side of the lobe to get to 50 thousandths. Take that degrees, add the two of those together, and you come up with your total duration. And it works pretty good.